everybody, it's KuttingUpWithT. It's been a second, but I'm back to you with a gem, a quick vid on today. As always, I never keep you all too long. Today, we're going to talk about being transparent in your storm, understanding every aspect of what you're going through at this moment. First, I want to let you know that there's no shame in your game. There's no shame in what you're going through. There's no shame in where you've been or where you're going. And as I often say, you cannot move forward if you're not open and honest about your current situation, identifying what is the trigger or what is your weak point, as I say, deducting points off. You have to understand that it's okay with analyzing who you are in the now, and it's okay to be a little confused about what's going on. This is where you dig deep into what is going on surrounding you or what is going on in your mind and where you're stuck at. You should never feel ashamed if you're trying to get more information on yourself. And I know that sounds very cliche, but I often find people my age, being ashamed of the things that are happening in their now. You have to understand that you're not the only person going through something. And the next thing that you say to motivate yourself can motivate the next person. We're by far not perfect. And I'm not aiming to be perfect. I'm aiming to be as pure or as righteous as I can be in the sight of God. And we oftentimes pull back when it's time to face reality or take accountability. And oftentimes you may lose some people because they feel as if you're not being honest with yourself. You have to know that life is about growth and life is about change. And life is about committing to yourself to be the best person that you can be. It took me a long time to realize this. I was always afraid of who thought of me, or what the next person thought of me, or what would the next person say. And although we should be cautious about who we represent and about who we bring to the table for our lives, we have to first analyze ourselves. You can never move forward if you're not willing to accept accountability and transparency in your life. You have to be willing to admit to the short stance in your life if you played a part in anything and how you're going to get better at it. This is not easy and it does take some work. I will challenge you all to write down some things that you would consider your weak points and challenge yourself and write down the things that you would like to correct, even if it's within the next 7 or 14 days, or if we're going like a more 30 to 90 day span. It's okay to figure it out. It's okay to not know where you're at. And that's why writing down some things that you're unclear of, even for yourself, can be a great benefit. You have to first get to the point and see where it is that you went wrong. And it's not a simple task. Oftentimes when people say, who are you? Or what is your goal? We have all these goals as children. We're innocent. We haven't been through heartbreak. We haven't been through turmoil. We haven't been through what they call life. And oftentimes when you get older, 20s and 30s and 40s, and people say, well, who are you? Or where are you trying to go? We can't answer that. And it's because we lose touch of ourselves and what our plan is. We'll say one thing and do another. We'll say one thing and do it this way. We'll turn a 360 and not even know where we're started. But no shame in that. You have to be the best version of you by analyzing yourself. Yes, there's people in your life. There's people around you that, may contribute, as I should say, to things that are going on. But if you know that you are the factor that is playing in this negative space in your life, you have to admit and be transparent in this process. Write it down. Analyze yourself. What triggers me? What makes me upset? What makes me feel down? What makes me think about the things that tried to tear me down in my past life? What are the people, or what are the people now in my life who tried to, judge me or, say, hey, well, I don't think you should do this, and you feel like they were attacking you. And it's okay to feel that way, because sometimes when you don't understand the full spectrum of your situation, you will feel as if people are attacking you. You have to know that you are in God's light and God has shined his light on you. He has not forgotten about you. And even if you think he did, there's plenty of things that you can look into to allow you to understand and know that you're not alone. Whatever you're going through, trust me, there's someone who's been through it worse, someone who's going through it, or someone who has never had it end for them. And I'm not saying that this will save the problem from happening, but what I always gear towards in my conversations with you all is how to understand the why or understand why something is happening. Now, some things are out of our control. Of course, we can't control everything, but when you're able to jot down and break down the situations in your life, you're better susceptible, or you're more susceptible, I should say, to diving in and fixing that issue. I want you all to have confidence in this process and not feel as if you're alone, as we've all been in some situations where we thought, it's just me or no one else will understand. And sometimes people around you will not understand. But for you and your strength and your faith and your livelihood, you have to understand what is defending or breaking you down. What is breaking you down? What is pulling you from your full potential? What is the thing or the trigger that's blocking you from being your best self? And so, just a quick little gem for you all, not too much time, but just to give you insight on what you can do to be transparent in your now.